Friends, if I ask you how many words the play Hamlet has, or how many lines the play Hamlet has, probably answer is no, we don't know. But if I ask you what is the theme of Hamlet, you may beat about the bushes and land up saying something you would definitely say, I know, because you know that. But if I ask you, have you been to Stratford-upon-Avon, the famous and a very iconic place in UK, well known for William Shakespeare? Perhaps you will say, अरे भाई, शेक्सपियर की पढ़ाई करके यूके कौन जाता है, वहाँ तो अमीर लोग जाते हैं, प्रोफेशनल्स लोग जाते हैं, of course to see London Eye and Buckingham Palace and many of its tourist places, you know. If you ask me the same question, have you been to UK? Have you enjoyed a Shakespeare play sitting at Globe Theatre? The honest answer is no. I haven't been to London, though many good friends of mine like Samir Bhai and Kalyani had been staying there for years together. I have not gone there. I may go or I may not go. मेरी मर्जी. चलो बुलावा आया है, शेक्सपियर ने बुलाया है. अगर ऐसा होगा तो definitely I may go there. So let us talk about world's much talked tragedy of William Shakespeare, that is Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. Friends, you all know Shakespeare is called a bard of Stratford-upon-Avon. This lecture is not on the playwright William Shakespeare, nor it explores the man called William Shakespeare. This lecture is basically on his play Hamlet. So friends, you are watching YouTube channel DMS Underlines, a channel that underlines all the worth that can be underlined. Do I need to say William Shakespeare's world famous tragedy is worth underlining? कोई शक? नहीं जी, बिल्कुल नहीं, कोई शक नहीं. Well, so let us come back to Hamlet. Let us come back to the topic. Friends, you all know Hamlet happens to fall into the four main tragedies written by the bard William Shakespeare. The great critic A.C. Bradley brought this play Hamlet under his umbrella term. The other three great tragedies you all know are Macbeth, Othello, and of course King Lear. Today we are talking about Hamlet. While I am talking about Hamlet, certain questions crowd in my mind as I am preparing a YouTube episode on this particular play, Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. Why is Hamlet so popular to this date? What are the things that hold attention of the theatre goers around the world? Why is Hamlet produced in many languages? I think just a year back, I did see production of Hamlet in my own language. The theatre was full, and of course the production was also very good. Of course, there could be innumerable such questions perhaps we cannot attend to. While I am making this video, a question that dominated my mind is about the students, those who are not from English medium. I mean, those students from the vernacular medium or who have studied in their mother tongue. I mean, Matrabhasha. Well, in my teaching career, what I found is such students lose much of their energy in understanding the basic things of any work of art. It could be a novel, it could be a poem, it could be an essay, or it could be even a simple article. Language, I mean English language itself creates a lot of problem. Have you not seen in that 12th fail, in that film, iconic film 12th fail, Manoj writing on terrorism, when he was asked to write in the examination on tourism in India. Of course, one another thing I want to point out here is that being wasted much of the energy in understanding the basic content, they cannot reach to the more content that is required. Let me tell you one example. One of my friends had read William Shakespeare's As You Like It. How many times? 108 times. It was really mind boggling. But something strange happened in the examination. in examination, other friends of mine got good grades, obviously, who had not read As You Like It 108 times. So, what is the takeaway from this example? How many times you read a text is not important. What is important is how closely you read the text, whether you read a text from your mind or not. So, my dear friends, watch my video very closely, applying your mind so that you get good grades in the examination. So, let us come back to Hamlet. It is said that the play shares a universal experience. It is not confined only to one culture or to one particular time period. The whole world is a mixture of cultures of this type or that nature. However, it seems all these cultures have got something basic into it. These various experiences human beings go through, these experiences melt at a central experience which I think Hamlet really taps. So we say Shakespeare asks some philosophical questions. He asks questions of basic human nature. You may ask, what are the philosophical questions? Let me tell you. Philosophical questions are the questions of an innate nature. They are those questions which do not close any argument. They can be argued upon. Different views regarding it can be placed about. They could be questions asked to oneself. For example, who am I? Who am I, or is this world real? Questions about our relationship, questions about the concept of idealism, the questions about realism, questions about pragmatism, questions about existentialism can be, or all these questions can be called philosophical questions. Well, friends, this may need a complete episode. Let us keep it aside. We all know this play is in 5 acts. Nowadays, we come across the plays that are usually written or that are usually presented in 2 acts. But when William Shakespeare was writing the plays, that is, in Renaissance period, usually plays had 5 acts. Quite before that, if you go back to the Greek times, the plays were only in 1 act. Of course, it had many scenes, many parts into it. But if you see the modern plays of Ibsen and Shaw, they are of 3 acts. So, you will find major of the Ibsen's plays that were written were in 3 acts. But today, if you see any play, it is crafted in only 2 acts. This change is due to many facts. Hamlet was written between the years 1599 to 1601. It got published in the first quarto in the year 1603. If I want to give the details, which may be of some use to you, let me tell you. Hamlet has 5 acts. The very first act of Hamlet has 5 scenes. Second act has 2 scenes. Third act has 4 scenes. Fourth act consists of 7 and maximum number of scenes in all, and of course the final act, that is the 5th act, has the 2 scenes. In all, we all have 20 scenes that have been crafted in 5 acts. If we talk word and line wise, Hamlet has 29,551 words. Of course, the count has gone changing since 1603 to 1623. Additions the words have been done with of course research. Any research is scholarly research. Lines today are, but anyway, keep it aside. Lines today are calculated to be 4,167. Obviously, this is considered as one of the longest plays by William Shakespeare. No doubt, William Shakespeare is considered as the global playwright. He falls as a single playwright who has allured the consciousness of the theatre goers in the world. No other playwright matches him in this respect. Of course, we know we had many outstanding playwrights from the Greek times to the modern plays. Be it experimental play, be it dance theatre, be it expressionism, be it improvisational theatre, be it musical theatre, etc., etc., etc. The list is too long. Shakespeare has been adapted in many world languages. He is performed in different parts of the world. Every day, this theatre or that theatre rises a board of William Shakespeare or William Shakespeare's play. Even right now, as I am speaking to you, somewhere Shakespeare is being played. I know that. Really, friends, the sun has set over the British Empire, but it still shines on William Shakespeare. As I just said, his adaptations could be seen in the films like The Lion King that was released in 1994. Hamlet by the same title has been adapted several times, that is in 1964, 1996 and 1998. A great Hindi film, Haider, directed by Vishal Bharadwaj, that came in 2014 had really made waves. Recently, The Northman, released in 2022, is considered to be the adaptation of Hamlet. That way, 2 unimportant characters in Hamlet called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have become so much important in the modern period that the plays or the films on those characters are made. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead is a well-known Tom Stoppard that hit theatre somewhere around 1966. Friends, talking about any plays of William Shakespeare is a never ending process. Critics after critics are writing about it. Theatres after theatre are doing several experiments with it. One of my theatre friend turned a very serious soliloquy in Hamlet, that is, to be or not to be, in a very comical way in his production. In that production, the actor takes the soliloquy and plays with it in a very humorous way. To be, not to be, or to be, or not to be. Well, so much of fun has been done, but presently let us concentrate on the study. I am trying to restrict myself for your requirements. You may ask me this: in what way does William Shakespeare help us? I have an answer for it. He definitely is useful in developing your critical thinking. Friends, let me emphasize that critical thinking is perhaps more needed today. Of course, given in any time, this is important. To me, what is important is a questioning mind. Hamlet talks about honesty. Hamlet talks about sincerity. Hamlet talks about the consequences of overthinking and tragic effects of being indecisive, and it throws light on the ruthless ambition. What happens when self-respect is lost, and how the demise of an individual is met when self-respect is lost. You may even ask me, why should we study a 16th century play? Does it hold any purpose in today's context? Good question. What is the significance of it today? But my friends, Hamlet deals with some universal themes. It deals with the themes like love, betrayal and revenge. Let me tell you, loving minds are same everywhere, irrespective of time, and irrespective of time, the pangs of love are same, be it Hamlet or be it you. If you are in love, throw some lines of Hamlet on your beloved or lover. Rest leave to the God. May God bless you. Well, friends, have you noticed how Hamlet begins? Of course, beginnings of William Shakespeare's plays is a topic in itself. This can be dealt with in some other videos. You see, Hamlet begins with a question. When one of the sentries or guards, when one of the sentries or guards on duty, they see something like a human figure, he asks, "Hey, who is there?" This question itself introduces the theme of uncertainty. It introduces the theme of questioning mind. It indeed is a critical thinking. Hamlet deals with emptiness. Hamlet deals with nothingness, and above all, it all talks about the inner reality. Friends, modern man has been confronting with this inner reality. Modern man is lost in outward glory. Brightness around him or her is dazzling the eyes. Lost into the labyrinth ways, they are not able to find the real solace or the peace of mind. It is something like a Miltonic expression, the peace of a mind that I crave for. Excitement is wrongly taken as a peace. Hamlet is restless. Hamlet is confused. So, Hamlet is unique in its complex character. No doubt, simple plot or a simple or a flat character, they are not the part of any plays. Plays need really a complex plot and a complex character. So Aristotle gave a primary importance to the plot, the broodings of the character, their moral thinking and their overall stand in the life. All these are present in Hamlet. Hamlet is important because it deals with contemporary value systems. They are love, betrayal and loyalty. Many times Hamlet is considered as a revenge tragedy. To certain extent this is even true, but the complexities of the human nature delay in arriving at revenge motives make this play a complex work of art. This thing itself gives a real foothold to William Shakespeare in the modern times. The modern film series on Netflix like Game of Thrones, Twilight series are supposed to be inspired by Hamlet. This is all I wanted to underline in the first part of this series on classical plays. Hope you have enjoyed it. I would be happy if it is of some use to you in understanding of the play Hamlet. Let us meet in the next part with other aspects of Hamlet. Thank you and remain connected. Thank you.